We'll send it down to the Daily Dodge TV studios with Terry Bell for today's community comment.
Thank you so much, Jake. We are here with community comment. If you're watching the stream, I'm not sure why we're getting the Hometown Today logo, but we'll see what we can do about fixing that. We are joined today by Amanda Higgins, Jenny Farmer, and Ashley Sanborn from the Disability Resource Center of Dane County.
Dodge
County. I keep doing that. I've been here since April.
We like Dane County too.
My gosh. So anyway, well, welcome to the program.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Happy holidays.
Of course.
There we go.
That is a lot better. Okay, now we're ready to go. So we will begin, as we always do when the ADRC comes to join us, we'll open with Jenny's Joke of the Month.
Yes, very fitting for the season. So, why is the Grinch such an excellent gardener?
Why is the Grinch such an excellent gardener? I think I know this one.
Do you? Somebody got it yesterday.
Take a stab.
Okay. I think I'm going to say because he has a green thumb.
You are correct. Very good. Very good.
Thank you. I think that's the first one I've gotten.
You are. You're correct. Yeah.
Well, speaking of smiles and laughter, the open enrollment period is over now, which has got to be a huge burden off of your shoulders.
Oh, yes. So we had fall open enrollment. That's our busiest time of year. Between the three of us, we had over 100 extra people this year, close to 130 people between the three of us, extra just between that open enrollment time period. So that's above and beyond our normal caseload that we have that we deal with during open enrollment. So we stay extra busy during that time of year, helping out folks to save extra money. We saved people over close to $150,000 extra dollars during that time of just savings people are getting by changing their plans. So it's usually close to around $1,000 that people end up saving just by making sure that they're in the right either Advantage plan or Medicare prescription drug plan, which is why we harp you guys for so long during the year to make sure you're paying attention during that Advantage plan time or your Medicare prescription drug plan. It's really important and why we put that work in. But now that you did the work and you changed your plan, you may find that you chose the wrong plan. Or if you are having any type of issues when it comes to filling your medication, or if you're experiencing any type of issues with your plan, we want you to come to us and let us help you. So if you're having any type of issues with the pharmacy, or if you didn't get your card for some reason,
The cost of medication is just skyrocketed from what we talked about.
Right. Any type of issues, things just come up. Give us a call at the ADRC, 920-386-3580, and we can help. You'll end up talking to a resource specialist first, and then they will refer you to one of us three benefits specialists, Amanda, Ashley, Jenny, and then we'll do what we can to help you get things straightened out. It might be something as simple as a phone call, or we might need to do a little bit of background paperwork, but we'll do what we can to help you out with that.
The process can seem daunting and confusing, but my gosh, if you reach out to the ADRC, it certainly can be worth it. It could make a huge difference with the price of medications these days.
It might not be a perfect solution, but at least we can put a Band-Aid on and kind of curb stuff a little bit versus going without something or just paying a lot more than what you shouldn't. Talking about the discount programs, there's other things within plans like transition fills and formulary exceptions. So depending on what the issue is, we can sit down and kind of talk individually with people.
Yeah. Certainly. So, yes.
And we network with the entire state. So there's benefit specialists all over the state of Wisconsin. Every county has them. And so we have a network that we can ask questions and communicate. So if someone else ran into the issue, we might get a little help that way. Also, Jenny mentioned if you didn't get your card in the mail, I just wanted to give a tip that I found out on the Medicare website. If you have a My Medicare account and you have a prescription drug plan, you can see a copy of your prescription drug card through your account.
Would you be able to print that out?
Yes.
And
Yes.
download it?
I figured that out this year, and I was like, "Whoa, this is exciting."
Yes.
That is good news because those cards can be hard to keep track of.
They can be, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, now that that's over with, now coming up is another open enrollment. This is Medicare Advantage.
Yes, so we have another open enrollment period coming up through January 1st through March 31st. And this is an Advantage Plan open enrollment period. It's very similar to the Medicare open enrollment period, except this is for folks who already have an Advantage Plan. So it's for if you are in an Advantage Plan, not just for people who are in prescription drug plans, but this is Part C. The Advantage plans, where I like to consider it like when you bundle it, like Flo in the commercials with bundling it. So this is where you're combining your plans. You can switch it to another Advantage plan. So if you picked an Advantage plan during open enrollment, or if you didn't do as you should have during open enrollment to pick an Advantage plan, this is another opportunity to do so. We can help you again during that time. Just call the ADRC and we'll go on Medicare.gov with you and help you find an Advantage plan that works for you. Or you can do it on your own. You go on Medicare.gov, make sure it's .gov because there is a Medicare.com and that's an insurance company. Okay. So be very careful on what you're going on. And then you create an account. You can go on the site without creating an account, but we highly recommend creating an account because it just makes it easier in years going forward if you have an account. You type in your prescriptions, and you can even put in your primary care doctors, and actually you can put up to 5 doctors in there to see if they're in network with your plans. This is brand new this year for them to be able to do that. And then they go up to 35 miles of your location and see if the plan's going to be best for you. Some of the plans do not show whether or not the doctors are in network or not, and you have to actually call the plans to see or go on their websites to see if the doctors
It's
are
a
in
new
network
feature.
or not. Yeah, so we're
brand new.
hoping the feature is a little more accurate down the line. They actually have an opportunity that if you are pick a plan and the doctors say they're a network and they're actually not, they have an opportunity for you to pick a plan later on, which is another thing that us as benefit specialists can help out with if there's issues with that on the plan finder. But take advantage of this if you're in an Advantage plan. Review your plan again, especially if there's any type of issues. If you picked a plan and it turned out your doctor isn't in network or your prescriptions aren't being covered, this is another opportunity.
Very good. We're talking with Amanda Higgins, Jenny Farmer, and Ashley Sanborn of the Aging and Disability Resource Center of Dodge County. We need to take a quick break here, but we'll be right back. You're listening to Community Comment on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
team at Professional Floor Covering can't wait to connect with our friends through today's community comment on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
And welcome back to more community comment here on 95.3 WBEV. And we are sending it back to the Daily Dodge TV studios with Terry Bell right now.
Thank you, Jake. We're talking with Amanda Higgins, Jenny Farmer, and Ashley Sanborn with the Aging and Disability Resource Center of Dodge County. If you have any questions or comments for Amanda, Jenny, or Ashley, you can be a part of this conversation. You can call us or text us at 920-887-8585, or you can call our studio line at 885-4446. Let's see, it is the middle of December now, and in Wisconsin, it gets pretty cold. And one good thing is that we are in the midst of the winter heating moratorium, which means you can't get your lights or your heat turned off because of non-payment. So I know there was a lot of things about that you wanted to discuss today.
Yeah, I just think it's important, even though the moratorium did begin, like you said, November 1st, it does go through April 15th. So if you have not been disconnected already prior to the moratorium, once the moratorium started, November 1st is where they cannot disconnect it due to non-payment. But we really encourage people to, if they're having issues with making those monthly payments, to call your utility provider and make arrangements to pay as soon as possible, just because we really don't want to have anybody having issues that are unnecessary. But there is financial assistance that is available. We all know that, we're feeling the pinch at the grocery store primarily, and just other costs. Holidays is coming up, with gift giving and stuff like that. And we just wanted to share that there is heating assistance through Energy Services, specifically here in Dodge County. They are located at 107 Henry Street, Suite A. Their phone number is 920-887-7990 to call and make an appointment to apply. You can also apply online at www.esiwi.com. Just some information that you need, regardless if you apply online or in person. You need to have the date of birth and income for everybody who is in the household, along with the type of fuel that you have and whatever the utility provider, utility company, whatever that you have. There is income guidelines for eligibility. There's no assets, which is fantastic. It's just monthly gross income. For a household of one, you have to have less than $3,201 in change. For a household of two, it's $4,186 in change. And then for a household of four is $6,157. So we just encourage people to take advantage of this. Usually it's when people apply, the household or the person applying does not physically get the benefit. The benefit actually goes to the utility provider. And usually it's just for assistance for that 1 month billing invoice. But I have encouraged people that if you want to spread that out for more than just 1 month, you should be able to call your utility provider and see if they can divide that out between 3, 4, 5 months, so you see a little bit of a discount versus applying that benefit all in that one invoice, and then you have to go back to those normal payments, which I feel like is just kind of maybe a little bit of a strategy to make that last as long as possible. So we just wanted to share that there is definitely assistance available, but they also can't turn off your heat. So if you need help with maybe a soft transfer or help with the application for energy assistance, please call our office. Or if you are disconnected and you shouldn't be disconnected, please give our office a call, because we can help with some advocacy tips.
I'm sure there aren't many people who misunderstand this, but this is not a break from your bills.
No.
You will have to pay what you owe by mid-April.
Yes, absolutely. And there's also, I used to have it when I lived on my own in Watertown, where they average out your bill. Do you remember what that's called, where you average out your...
There are programs where, they take a year's worth of
Yeah.
energy use, to make
kind
your,
of average them out.
is to make your monthly
Right.
bills a little more
Yep.
predictable, a little more even.
Yep,
Yeah.
that seems to help too a little bit. But even just setting up, if you have a back payment that you're not able to get caught up on, even just setting up a monthly payment plan is going to be easier to deal with that in the long run.
And your utility company will work with you. They don't want to, unhook you on April 15th.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And then that application, it can be for heating and or electricity benefits. So it's not just for heating; it's for both.
Okay. Here's a question. I don't know if there's an answer, but what about people who heat their homes with heating oil?
Yep, that's why you need to know the type of heat that you have, because there is it all falls into the same application, so it doesn't have to be just electric heat. It can be fuel heat as well.
Okay, so but the truck has to keep coming and filling up your tank.
Yep, but that for energy assistance, when you do the application, it can still go for that as well.
All right, very good. And once again, if people want to know more about the help they can get, there's a toll-free number.
Yes, that is for the entire state, which is 866 HEAT Wisconsin. Otherwise, the number is 432-8947. But the Energy Services number is our local agency here in Dodge County. They're located in Beaver Dam.
Okay. There's been another change since the last time we spoke. We probably have a minute to get to that. We got a news break coming up. But why don't you give us a little tease of what we'll be talking about after the break in terms of getting your mail postmarked on time?
There is a reason now why it's taking forever for people to send out and receive mail. And we can talk about that after the break if you want.
All right, very good. We are talking to Amanda Higgins, Jenny Farmer, and Ashley Sanborn of the Disability and Aging Resource Center of Dodge County. We do need to take a quick break here, but we'll be right back. You're listening to Community Comment on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Daily Dodge TV studios with Terry Bell for more of today's community comment.
Thank you so much, Jake. We are joined today by Amanda Higgins, Jenny Farmer, and Ashley Sanborn of the Aging and Disability Resource Center of Dodge County. If you have any questions or comment for any of our guests, feel free to join this conversation. You can call us or text us at 920-887-8585, or you can call our studio line at 885-4446. And we were just talking a moment ago about the fact that there have been changes that people who need to have things in the mail and postmarked by a certain time need to know about.
Yeah, so there was a new rule that changed back in August, but I feel like we're all now just getting caught up to speed on what the change exactly is. And it was just better understanding the standard of how postmarks are put on mailings. So it could take up to 3 days or more just for your mailing to get postmarked, because what is happening now, instead of it being postmarked at your local post office, it's now being rerouted to the regional post office. And for Wisconsin, it's Milwaukee. They used to have Milwaukee and a Madison regional post office, but the Madison post office was closed in 2014. So all of the mail for the entire state of Wisconsin has to go to Milwaukee to get postmarked before it can get sent out and on its way to wherever the destination is. So there's been lots of information locally that I forget, I'm blanking on the department now, for Dodge County for taxes, that if you are sending in your taxes, just to be mindful that you might want to plan an extra 3, 4, maybe even 5 days for it to be postmarked, or you can go into the local office in Dodge County and have it postmarked at the office before it gets sent in the mail, just to make sure that it's date stamped appropriately. But we are finding this issue out with our clients and public benefits when they need to send stuff into the Social Security office. One case that I had recently, a woman was applying for survivor's benefits and needed to send in a marriage certificate by a certain time, and just the difficulty of getting it there on time. Ashley, you said that you got a voicemail yesterday?
Yeah, a lady had received a denial for energy assistance because her application wasn't fully processed, and it was because the verification that she had to send in for one of her energy bills was didn't make it there in time.
Yeah, so we're kind of worried, even with a bunch of people on Medicaid where they have to send in copies of their bank statements or vehicle titles to the Capital Consortium for Medicaid benefits. They have to go to Janesville. So if they have to go to Milwaukee just to get date stamped or postmarked and then travel all the way to Janesville, it's definitely going to add a lot more days and times on to getting things where they need to be. And we've honestly been seeing this since probably midsummer or so, and we just thought it was just the delay of staffing at the post office. But this news just came out recently, and we just wanted to make people aware that you're really going to have to back up your timeline and just plan for a longer period of time for your stuff to get places.
In this digital age where we take care of a lot of things on our computers, are we finding a lot of people being inconvenienced by these changes with what we call snail mail?
I would say yes. I mean, I'm still even talking to younger Medicare beneficiaries who just, because of their professional career, being a cashier at a local clothing department store, they just never got into technology, never have an interest getting into technology, don't feel comfortable with it. I talked to a lady yesterday who was in that exact situation, and her husband is fairly capable, but feels that he can just do so much to take care of his own stuff. He just didn't feel confident to help her too. So I think faxing, emailing, setting up electronic accounts for all sorts of stuff, access website for Medicaid benefits, Medicare accounts, all of that I think is still becoming a burden to people, even though technology is just at the forefront of just where our society is going. I think we really just still need to be mindful of people who just choose not to take part in it.
We still have people who come in who don't have email accounts. They they just don't feel comfortable having email accounts, or they don't have internet access at their homes. It's people take for granted. They just assume everyone has an email or does everything online, and it might be the case for the majority of people, but it isn't for everybody.
I even talked to a lady who lives in the heart of Beaver Dam and doesn't have reliable internet. I mean, she has internet at her house, but it's not reliable. So anytime that we have to do stuff, I end up having to meet with her out in the community, just because even if I brought my own internet from the county, it's just like a dead spot. Like there's no connection at her apartment.
Oh my goodness! And like I think you mentioned it earlier, it's probably a good idea to maybe give it as long as a week, if you did not to wait until the last minute to mail things in that are time sensitive. But if you have to, even though the mail is going to Milwaukee, you can go to the counter at your local post office and get it hand
Date
stamped.
stamped. Yep.
And that will work well. But you have to go to the counter and have a person do it.
Right. So, I mean, it's still going to take the same amount of time to get from place A to place B. So that's not changing, but it's really that date stamp that I think a lot of agencies are relying on to make sure that things are timely.
Okay. We were talking about Medicare earlier, and I think it's important, Ashley, that people know that premiums are going up.
Yeah, we made it through open enrollment, but next year there's going to be some new costs for people. It typically goes up every year, and we see it with the COLA increase. I know Amanda had talked about that last time. They're not the same thing. They are on a different scale of how they calculate it. But the Part B premium for everyone that's on Medicare is going up to $202.90. It's a $17.90 increase, so just under $18.
Which I feel like it's been higher than what we've seen just even in the last 5 years or so.
And we saw the 1 year that it went down.
Right.
And that was like a $14 decrease. But
17 is just kind of high.
And when you add that up throughout the whole year for 12 months, that kind of hurts a little when it comes to the budget. So just plan accordingly. And with that premium increase also comes the deductible and copays and what you see. So the deductible for Part B has also increased. That is going up to $283. And that was a $26 jump from last year. So it's a little higher than what we normally see, but I mean, we do expect it to go up a little bit each year.
What I read is the reason for these increases is just the higher cost of medical care and just the amount of Medicare underneath Medicare beneficiaries are receiving. So the cost, unfortunately, has to come from somewhere.
Yeah. And the other parts of Part B are staying the same. The co-insurance for Part B is still 80/20, but the premium and the deductible do typically increase each year, and that's what we're seeing for 2026. And if you are having a hard time paying the Part B premium, the state of Wisconsin does have programs that can help you. If you meet the qualifications, they can help you pay that Part B premium. It's called Medicare Savings Program. We have 3 of them in the county, or in the state, QMB, Slim B, and Slim B Plus. And there are income limits, which I did remember to bring.
You should wait and save that for February since they're going to change again.
They are going to change again in February, so I should bring this again in February.
Okay.
But for the next 2 months, what they are for an individual, for the highest limit for Slim B Plus would be the lowest program. And it has the highest income limit. It's $1,760. If your income is below that, and your assets are below $9,660, then you could qualify. So give our office a call. We can help you sort through that. If you're a married individual, it's a little bit higher. It's $2,379, and a $14,470 asset limit. So if you think your income might fall and you're really struggling, you can always call our office at 920-386-3580, and a resource specialist will start off if they need to do a referral to us because it's a complicated issue. They certainly will, but they can identify if that's something for you that can help out. Anywhere we can save money is definitely,
and it's a really
going to be
underused
helpful.
benefit.
It is.
I just think that there's a lot of people that don't know about it and don't realize that they could be eligible. And like you said, whatever 202 times 12 months, that is
adds
a
up.
huge savings.
Did you do it?
So the $17.90 times 12, that increase is $214.80. That's how much
For the entire year.
the increase is.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but the $202.90 times 12, that's $2,434.80 that they're paying in the Part B premium for the year.
Yeah, so if you're eligible based on your income and assets, that could be $2,400 that you're saving next year, which is pretty impactful.
And
Right.
I did have a lady that we signed up for an MSP during open enrollment. She was not on it, and we looked at it, and she was so thankful because she doesn't get very much in food share because she's on disability, and so she does have a steady income, and she was so grateful because that adds to her grocery bill that she can now cover.
So if you're curious to know if you qualify for a premium assistance, what's the phone number to call there at the ADRC?
920-386-3580.
Very good. We need to take one last break, but we'll be back very quickly. You're listening to Community Comment on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
More, here's Terry Bell.
Thank you so much, Jake. Just a few more minutes with our friends at the Aging and Disability Resource Center of Dodge County. But you can join the conversation by calling us or texting us at 920-887-8585, or you can call our studio line at 885-4446. Now, people, I guess, every year there are new people coming into the Medicare system, and there's a lot to know. And fortunately, you offer classes for people who are traversing this brave new territory for them.
This is we have released our official schedule for 2026 Medicare Basics and Beyond class. We have already had so many inquiries because we do not do classes in November and December because of open enrollment and how incredibly busy we are. So during those months, we always see an influx of calls of panicky people of like, when am I going to take this class? So it is hot off the press. We are doing a class January 15th. It is a Thursday at 9 a.m. All of our classes are held at the Henry Dodge building, the Human Services building at 199 County Road, D as in dog, F as in Frank, in Juneau. It's on the first floor, so it's totally accessible. If you do have any extra needs, just calling ahead and letting us know is helpful, so we can make sure that we can accommodate everyone. But it's all on the first floor in a room G46. There will be signs all the way to G46. I post signs everywhere so that people don't get lost, because the building is just like brick walls. It's an old nursing home, so it can get a little daunting it's like a maze sometimes, but it's really easy to get to. We also have a class coming up in February on the 10th. It's a Tuesday. And that one will be in the afternoon at 1 p.m. And we try and bounce our classes around through morning, afternoon, days of the week to try and accommodate as many people as possible. So if you know that you're going to be starting Medicare next year, take a look at the whole list and see if there's a time that works best for you. We do a couple of evening classes, and we do 3 evening classes a year, and 2 of them on our schedule, and then we'll have a joint one with Jefferson County, but we don't have that on the schedule yet. But this is the hot off the press for 2026 Medicare classes.
Where can people find that schedule?
That schedule is going to be uploaded onto our website. They can call the ADRC, and we have you need to register with us so that we know we have enough seats, because we only have 20 spots available in the room.
And materials, because we spend so much time putting stuff together. We just want to make sure we're not missing anybody.
That is a really good point. And with the materials, throughout the year, we have to change the materials because of, we just got the new cost for Medicare, but in February, the new federal poverty limits are going to come out. And so numbers change. So the materials you get in the class are also hot off the press, basically. So we do them right before the class. And so the best option is to call and register so you have a spot. And the ADRC number is 920-386-4. I almost gave my number. 33580. I almost gave my direct line. That would have sucked.
I have done that.
I'm only part-time, too, so it really would have sucked if someone called and didn't get me. So that is for our Medicare class. We also do other classes, too, Terry. We have a Strong Bodies class coming up for January 5th through February 25th. And it is a strength training class for older midlife to older adults. They do balance training, flexibility exercises. It's 8 weeks long, twice a week, and there is no cost. It's a donation-based class, and if you would like to get more information on that, you can call ADRC for that as well and register.
And boy, I tell you, strength training is so important later in life. It can prevent a whole lot of bad things from happening.
Absolutely. It's a really beneficial class. It's one of our regular classes. We do it throughout the year. So that's always really nice. We also have another activity. There's a memory cafe at the Watertown Senior Center in Watertown. and they will do a hot cocoa bar and chair yoga. It's free. It's January 15th. It's just meant to connect and have fun. So if you're interested in that, you can call 920-675-4035 to register for that or to get more information.
So I'm just looking because I think both of the logos for Dodge and Jefferson County. So I think we're partnering with Jefferson County on it, and it looks like they're the ones that are taking the registration because I don't recognize that phone number.
I don't either.
Yeah. So
but that's what's listed on the flyer.
Yeah.
Okay. So all kinds of great things to look forward to in 2026. And as 2025 winds down, people should know that you will be celebrating the holidays as well, which means some scaled back hours for your office and your services.
Yeah, we're county offices, so we have to close on specific days. And the 24th and 25th of December, we're going to be closed. And the 31st and the 1st of January, we're going to be closed. So the eve and the day of the holiday. So just plan accordingly. The whole office, it's not just the ADRC, it's the Human Services building entirely. So if you're using other services as well, not just the ADRC, just be mindful of that if you need assistance, that you probably won't get a call back if you call that day until we open again. So
Are the Fridays after Christmas and New Year's regular business days?
they are regular business days, yes.
Okay, so if you want to take care of something on those days, you can see to it right after Christmas or right after New Year's.
Yep. And then also that Monday and Tuesday between Christmas and New Year's, we're open as well.
Yep.
Okay, very good. We have just a minute or so left. Anything else that you wanted to remind our listeners?
I just got an update from our nutrition coordinator. She just wanted to share some updates for the nutrition program. Starting in January, we will have a new caterer. And I don't want to date myself, but I've been with the county for over a decade. And as long as I've been around, we've always had the same caterer. So having a brand new caterer in 2026 is going to be exciting. It's called Atlantis Valley Food. They're out of Cottage Grove, and so they are going to be catering all of our home delivered meals and all of our dining sites. They have been working very, very long hours just to make sure that all of the dining sites, because we have 10 around the county, that they are going to be very prompt on their delivery time. We have been told that they have lots of great food options with colorful fruits and vegetables. We had a handful of staff that took a tour of their facility last week and were very impressed with what they had to offer. And to try to bring more people out to not only the congregate dining sites for socialization and having some good food, but also to try the new food. Our nutrition program is going to be putting together events throughout the month, National Popcorn Day she mentioned yesterday. So they're going to be kind of highlighting things throughout the month, doing some activities just to get everybody out. It is a suggested donation of $5 per meal. If you are under the age of 60, the cost is higher. So if you have friends and family that are underneath the age limit, they can come out and dine with you, have the same lunch. They're just going to be a higher cost, but we just encourage people to come out and check out the new food, and we're excited to see some of the feedback.
Very good. Well, that is all the time we have. The hour flew right by. I want to thank Amanda Higgins, Jenny Farmer, and Ashley Sanborn from the Aging and Disability Resource Center of Dodge County for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
And thank you for joining us. You've been listening to Community Comment on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.